Welcome everyone, and as much as the third dev stream was not as flashy this time around, I think yet again it certainly did give a very good idea as to what the devs have been up to. Many current POIs have been updated, and they are also bringing back POIs that we thought had been lost for good. 389 POIs have been updated with the new infestation quests, and there are at least 75 new questable POIs. Many more restore power quests, and most POIs going into Alpha 21 have been updated with the new artwork, designs, and what they refer to as the luxury treatment, which also includes performance optimization. They showed off the very well-known red Mesa POI, which is one of the many that have had a facelift, and has been upgraded to Tier 5. Now, when we say facelift, we actually mean that they have been completely rebuilt from scratch. So this is not just adding in a few art assets here and there into the POIs. They needed a complete rework to bring in many of the standards that Alpha 20 and 21 have adopted, including the use of new blocks. I pulled up my Alpha 20 Red Mesa POI over here. You can see the entrance and the front area, wide open spaces. Now you can see the new version, more compact and with many new artwork assets that have been added in. Simply looking better, especially with the new tent and the entrance. Then they demonstrated what they have been doing with a lot of the POIs to make them more optimized for performance. They showed a side-by-side POI change. You should recognize one of the old modular houses.
We started to realize that some of the POIs were a little big in the way they sat on the lots, and for this content to present in the best possible way for the gold version, it might be better to shrink things a little bit to move it around on the lot and create a better composition for you. And then also a big point in this is that the fewer the blocks, the better the performance.
They mentioned the story and how they had been adding in content as part of how they were leading up to the Duke and Noah storyline. As an example, they demoed another old POI that has been updated. A lot of work went into resizing the POI. Originally, this is a country town POI, and you can see the original that I've pulled up from Alpha 20. I'm sure you recognize it. Now, the Alpha 21 version has a lot of eye candy and has been given the new artwork, especially as part of the story and a potential bandit POI that will be used by the Duke's faction.
Flag hanging from the front, it's a Duke flag. So this POI has kind of received some of the environmental storytelling of the Duke spin. So this POI, we did some affordances with it so that it could potentially be used for a bandit POI in the future.
Brad Jacobs explained more of some of the storytelling that goes on in another apartment that he built.
We've come up with a lot of little environmental storytelling. So if you go over to the left, Lathan, you'll see an SUV over there.
Yeah.
So yes, you can see the people coming in here into their time at the rental house here. You can see there was some sort of gas leak or explosion in the kitchen that blew the stove right through the wall.
That's nice.
So little touches like that I think go a long way in immersion in our game. So and people really seem to like it. So
also the display of a checkpoint POI and the story behind it, so you can hear their thought process on how they put together the content in a POI, and it certainly is not just a random what looks good design, all part of the attempt to make the outbreak and the map more immersive and a better experience. Even intersections out in the wilderness have now been given that more immersive experience. They have many tiles that can spawn in with different POIs. So you have more than 20 new roadside POIs that can be spawned into these new roadside tiles. As you travel between towns and also on the outskirts of towns, you get new roadside POIs and should not have to see many empty roads anymore. They demonstrated on how they had combined some buildings that either had not been zoned correctly or they had yet to zone. They showed the commercial strip 3 where in earlier alphas, the fun pimps didn't have the ability to make smaller signs and shapes. Now they can make better use of the area and with fewer blocks, better performance. The parking lots and roads that weave around the building. So overall the building and the connecting blocks are fitting well and has more content in it without larger gaps of nothing. When upgrading the old POIs, they also tried to stay true to the original design in its walkthrough and general layout. In the first dev stream, we saw one of the brand new POIs, a Tier 5 prison. However, altogether they have 2 new prisons, and here they showed off the second one, which has a more modern design look than the previous in the first stream. There's a story behind it, and the dev suggested that you need to explore and figure out why the military came to the prison and set up a base here. Yet another brand new Tier 5 POI was the multi-story high apartment block called Vanity Tower. It is situated in the commercial district, and they discussed as to the amount of detail that had gone into these. Each apartment is unique, and they have not gone ahead and copied and pasted room upon room. There's also a swimming pool, and I've noticed that these particular swimming pools have been popping up in different POIs that they've shown off. Certainly looking really good and awesome, and I'm very glad that they have updated water in Alpha 21. Then the chat on the Twitter stream went pretty wild, with us finally getting a look at Trader Jen's compound.
You can just kind of walk in through the front gates and take a look around. So our Trader POIs, we wanted to design them around the theme of that trader, where Trader Jen is a medical type of person, so she has a lot of, not only can you buy more medical supplies from her, but you can see the evidence of her specialty all around her trader outpost. So in here you can see a lot more evidence of her specialty. She grows her own herbs. We wanted to put Trader Jen in a church because she was a healer, and that just kind of is a classic game design trope. And also, like, the music that plays is very soothing in Trader Jen at least.
While showing Trader Joel, the devs said that traders will now not only spawn in entryways to towns. So normally you see a trader as you are leaving or as you are entering a town. Traders can now spawn in other districts like the rural area or out in the wilderness. This means if Trader Joel had to spawn in the wilderness, then you would get wilderness related POIs for your quests. All the traders now have doors on all sides as well, so you don't have to run around looking for that door. There are also multiple entrances to the actual trader area, and it just makes it easier to get into the trader from any direction. A lot of artwork was shown off when they demoed Trader Hugh's compound. Previously, they spoke about it in the second dev stream. They showed off a lot of the new assets and the designs and how they had come up with them in the second dev stream. Now we can better see them in the traders and how they fit with the philosophy and the mindset of a particular trader. Then they showed the blocks, which just went on and on as they zoomed out. 1,366 shapes in Alpha 20. Alpha 21 now has increased that number to 692 new shapes that you can play with. We also have a favorites toggle in the blocks section. Selecting your favorites will now make available the blocks that you have selected. All the windows have been updated and upgraded to a shapes block, not just entities. This also means that you can now repair the particular glass shapes.
Then you can repair them back to glass, and then you can even, once they got the glass back in them, then they can be upgraded to all the different materials and painted and everything.
The double vault door is just plain beautiful.
Get a good close up on that sucker, because people have been screaming about it.
Oh wait, I can't. Hold on. I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
Finally, they showed the quality and performance changes to the Navezgane map. In particular, they have upgraded the town of Perishton. The last time I was in Perishton was, well, when I first started playing 7 Days to Die. So you never know, I may get back to playing this map again, especially with all the updates that they are bringing in. So, we have yet again seen some of the huge number of updates the Fun Pimps have been doing in the past months. This kind of immersion and redesign takes a lot of time, and the end results is players will lose themselves even more in the whole apocalyptic zombie experience. There should be at least one more dev stream in the next week, and hopefully Alpha 21 will be with us later in May. Thanks to you guys, my channel is large enough to get access to the streamer weekend, so I will be bringing you footage and content over that weekend as well. And as long as there are no groundbreaking bugs, the whole community will get access to Alpha 21 later on the Monday. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.